Well, Ros, we've just seen Boris Johnson on the BBC after the reports about this prorogation of Parliament saying he's not seeking a general election. He is seeking the suspension of Parliament, but also saying there's ample time still for MPs to debate Brexit. I'm kind of confused. Those headlines seem to conflict for me, but maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Can you put it in context and explain what is happening?
Well, yes, he's saying that he wants to suspend for an unspecified time until October 14 to enable the Queen to write her speech, which is based on the legislative agenda of the next Parliament. And as you say, he does say that there's still plenty of time for lawmakers to debate and discuss and get a plan through on Brexit. They probably would beg to disagree with that, because if you are talking about suspending possibly from September 9 to October 14, that leaves, 2 weeks after that to sort out Brexit, when we spent 3 years not able to sort it out. And that still means, obviously, at what point they're going to negotiate with Europe on something that he can put before Parliament, or whether he's just going to craft his own fresh deal and get Parliament to vote on it. So it does seem that he's very much limiting the amount of time, even though he says there's plenty of time. 2 weeks is probably not a lot in anyone's book.
And you mentioned September 9th. The UK government is commenting in an email statement seeking the Parliament suspension from the week of September 9th. These headlines coming through still, Rosalind. What is going to happen here then, in your view? Are we certainly heading for a general election, even though Boris Johnson says he's not seeking that?
Well, he says he's not seeking that, and perhaps he is still trying just to get a no-deal Brexit over the line and force that to happen on October 31st. He seems to think that a no-deal Brexit would not be the catastrophe for the British economy that some people say it might be. He's saying they'll be able to manage that, and maybe that is still his goal.
Yeah.
But either way, it will enable the narrative for him, which is, again, like, I'm trying to get this done. We had a referendum on this. Most people in the UK said they want Brexit to happen. Parliament won't let me do it, so now I'm going to take it back to you guys for a vote.
What do the Conservatives who are Remainers, the Philip Hammonds, how do they respond to the last 2 hours news flow?
Well, they've certainly been saying in the run-up to the events today that they would work very hard to stop a no-deal Brexit. Philip Hammond has been one of the most vocal in the establishment on that front. And there is a significant rump of Tories, of Conservatives in Parliament who are pro-EU, who either wanted to remain in the EU, who want a soft Brexit, which is quite different to what Boris Johnson's been talking about. So they want to somehow remain in some fashion locked into the trading rules and the custom rules and get that benefit of the trade with the European Union. And they're probably busily firing up their Twitter accounts as we speak to comment on that, because they've already said they'll try and block it, and now they need to see what they can do to actually physically try and achieve that.